Hi, hello, and good evening from India, Pune, Maharashtra. It is always a pleasure to interact with all my friends and well wishers and my former colleagues of Arab News. I am very delighted to bring you this second episode of my long journey with Arab News. Today, I am going to talk to you about the turmoil which we faced in 1987 during the oil glut, where the company had gone on a retrenchment drive to save costs. We had a hurdle meeting with Dr. Khalid Al Maina, my boss. He used to confide in me and he used to trust me very much in all matters. Though he is a person who is much ahead of me and many Indians and Pakistanis in many issues. He always reminds us that since he is born in Bombay, educated in Pakistan, and then when the oil came to Saudi Arabia, his whole family migrated from Pakistan to Saudi Arabia. In a way, he wanted to say that Arabian Sea, which crosses from Bombay to Karachi. So he is always to tell us that in Hindi or Urdu he used to say, मैंने हिंद और सिंध का पानी पिया है, दिनार नहीं तो डॉलर चलेगा, डॉलर नहीं तो कमीज का कॉलर चलेगा. Very humorous, had a lot of limericks under his sleeve. So he said, now this company is going on a retrenchment drive of all the editors. And there has to be a way to save this. What has to be? So it was the first time that we drew a plan of about 30 supplements for Arab News to save this retrenchment of the Indians. That was the biggest achievement I had. So he told me it's good plan. You draw this plan and discuss this with the publisher's cousin, Mr. Hazza Hafiz, who was the general manager of advertising and PR. So we went to him. I discussed with him, and he said we drew a plan to take out supplements. And that supplements, every week or every 15 days, schedule was like that. We generated a lot of ads. It was called that in various ways. We call it top Saudi top 100 companies and all. We brought it up, and it was most of the successful venture we have where we saved many of the jobs of the Indians who would have been packed off. I last time also told you that Mr. Khalid is a very generous person, very kind person, very pro-Indian, very helpful person. We had a layout artist, and that layout was Mr. T.S. Balaram. He had gone on leave to India for a month as a vacation, and he had a problem. His wife was suffering from cancer. So he was very disturbed. He sent a telex. That time we had telex. We never had these fax and all that. We had a telex system. So he sent a telex from Bombay saying that I am enabled, this is the proposition. And you see the generosity of Mr. Khalid Al Maina. Dr. Khalid Al Maina, I've always told him, Mr. Though he's a doctorate, got a doctorate. So he said, send him a text message, answer him back. Tell him you can stay as long as you want. 1 month, 2 months, no problem. Don't worry, we'll take care of it. You'll take care of your wife. So we relayed a message to Mr. Balram. He is no longer in the world. And he was very happy. This was a thing which we always, Mr. Khalid was very good for in generosity. That is what I learned from him, to help the poor. We had once Mr. Kizito. He was an African. He was coming to the office and he wanted to meet Mr. Khalid Al-Mena. So he could not be, we had a system that we could not allow for certain security reasons and other. So he said, no, I want Mr. Thing. And I said, oh, this is African people. He said, what do you want? You come later on. So I wanted to shuttle him off. And suddenly, Dr. Khalid came out of his office and this man saw him. And he remembered Mr. Kizito. Oh, Mr. Khalid, how are you? You are here. Your thing. You are so happy. They're delighted. This is Mr. Khalid, my colleague from Pakistan. In my college, we studied and all. And that was a person, the friendship brought something that he was always, Mr. Khalid was helping him in every way. Like this, some of the Mr. Senegali, I remember Mahmoud Senegali. The same thing, Mr. Khalid had to have a lot of clothes, lot of things which we used to donate to these people. So I think the contribution of Dr. Khalid Al-Mena for all the Indians was very big. His contribution was very big. But we had the opposite. We had India, Pakistan. There we had Mr. Lukman. He was a person, very sarcastic person, whimsical people, but good professional journalist. He too studied in Bombay in St. Xavier's College. So he had affections for the Indians. So this was a thing where we have developed a thing, and I think so. A lot of financially also, Dr. Khalid has helped many people. I remember once we had a EDC to former President of Philippines, Mr. Ferdinand Marcos. And he wrote a book and we wanted extracts to be used in the Arab news. So I was assigned to talk to him, and so when I talked to him, they were very secretive. That time the situation was very bad in Philippines. So he asked me how much money. He says $200. Something like that he asked me. I discussed this with Dr. Khalid and he said, no, 200, give him $500. Tell him this is for a family. When I sent that check immediately, the thing is, it was my task to get these checks and all that, because we were sitting and interacting with a lobby of accountants and administration which are full of Egyptians. And Egyptians were not very good in English, but yes, you can understand. So we had Mr. Talat Kamil, a very nice person, very helpful person. I will never forget this person for his help he extended to me in the crisis in 1993 incident. So he was there. I said, you give the checks, and immediately. So we got the check and we sent it across to the EDC of Mr. Marcos. He was too much delighted. He spoke to Dr. Khalid and he said, look here, I'm very happy. I asked, you gave me more than that. So all the wishes. So things are very good where we were trying to do all those good things. Mr. Khalid was a person, Dr. Khalid, that he refused to interview Rajiv Gandhi. He says, I'm not going to, I have my dignity and my respect. So I will not go and beg and all these things. This is not in my blood. So I remember I was sent to Delhi to talk to Mr. Partha Sarthi, who was, he was a ATC type person now. He was an IFS officer, but very close to, in the cabinet of Rajiv Gandhi. So I went to him and I told him this thing. He was a very nice person, Mr. Parthasarthi, no doubt about it. But then there are limitations, security reasons and all which has to be followed. But you know, as in Saudi Arabia, there is a very different atmosphere. You have no one coming, you can meet anyone, you can meet the king, you can meet the prince, you can meet anyone. There is no system called a red light. You can't meet that boss, you cannot meet that boss. There is nothing like that. And in that culture, we have grew up. So I remember those things and many other things which we happen are the good things of him. We hired two people during the absence of Farooq Lukman. We were sitting in Arabian Nights Hotel. We were sitting in Arabian Nights Hotel in Jeddah with me, Mr. Wahib Gorab of the Sharq al-Awsat editor, and another, our national managing editor, Mr. I'm just calling Mr. Dr. Walid Arab Hashim. I had a photographer, Mr. Muhammad Naki. He came to me and he said, look here, please help me. I want to bring my friend who is a journalist, good journalist in Pakistan. He's of Indian origin. He's Mahajir. And it will be good if you can help him. And he was a very decent person, this photographer, Muhammad Naki. Very good. So he told me, please help me, Barni Saab, you help him, Barni Saab. So I said, okay, if there is something, and Mr. Lukman was away in India on a holiday, long holiday. I discussed this in the thing with in the meeting when we 3-4 were there. Dr. Walid Arab Hashim and Dr. Khalid Al-Maina and Mr. Wahib Gorab. And I proposed, he said, okay, get him. So only this thing, I told Mr. Naki, next day I went and told the manager personnel, Mr. Talat Papa, you have a visa, we have a visa, lot of visas, we bring and used to send many of the staff from various parts of the world. So I told him that this is a thing and we want him. So the visa was issued and immediately by DHL I sent it to his friend in Karachi, Mr. Latafat Ali Siddiqui. I don't know him. I never knew about him. It was Mr. Naki who told me, and Mr. Naki played a key role into getting him into Jeddah in Arab News. So we look into this thing, and that was history. He was a good sports editor, Mr. Latafat Ali Siddiqui. Now he's in Canada, and he was very good. He was a top-notch journalist, I can say, in sport, better than Ram Narayan, no doubt about it. So I just told him, we got him on this thing. And secondly, Mr. Syed Liaquat Hussain, a very genius person, the best editor ever in Arab News, who can churn out 3 pages, full pages of the newspaper in one go. I have never seen such a journalist, so talented. So he came to me and he told me, he used to call me by, I was younger to him. He told me, Barni Saab, you do one thing. You please get this Mr. A journalist, he was called Habib Sheikh, the brother-in-law of the famous Indian journalist Shahid Siddiqui of Nai Duniya. So we got him abroad with a lot of struggles, problems. Mr. Saleh Bogari was the country manager of Saudi Airlines in Bombay. We communicated with him. We told him he had health problems, diabetes and all. We got him, anyhow we got him. These 2 people came abroad to Arab News. And as Indians have got a habit of playing politics, and the lobby was very fast of Lukman. We got him, and after 2 or 3 days of their coming, Mr. Lukman came and he asked, who are these people? I said, they are the new people who we have hired. He says, who hired them? I said, it's the editor-in-chief. So he said, what, he is bringing anything. So he was really a bit upset because he could not bring he was out. in a way which I'll explain in next episode, how Dr. Khalid Al-Maina was up on him, and he put him in his place. That was a very, very interesting episode, which I'm going to tell you in my future episodes of how Arab News had this people get away and how we removed. I did not remove, but of course it was a planned thing to remove Farooq Lukman to other desk, and he was put under such a young journalist, Muhammad Tunsi, the editor-in-chief of Al Tunsiya, that he made him a clerk. Instead of a manager, where is a managing editor and where is a clerk? He was doing stock exchange. It was very bad. We felt very bad also, but this should not happen. But we cannot do, because there were things where the managing director agreed, Mr. Shivani and all that, so that is the very thing. But I think so, this was the best thing that happened. And things were so good that he used to call me Edgar Hoover. Till today, everyone, I was known in the whole Saudi Research and Publishing Company as Edgar Hoover to get anything done. So that was my contribution. But I was also facing a hostile lobby against me. That was of the Farooq Lukman. But what happened? He was very disgracefully removed from Arab News. His name was removed from the masthead overnight. He was no one. That is against I believe in God. And I am sitting below the picture of the holy Kaaba of Makkah. So I have nothing to tell lies about this, but it is the truth. And truth, and that is the green truth. So we look into all these things, what we happened, how the Indians were there, how we got rid of the Americans and the Britishers and all, and how there are many episodes we faced so many troubles, and how I had to face all the hostile from where Indians did not read the books and novels, and also we had a problems with even Saudis are very highly qualified people. They know what you are writing. So that will also narrate in the next episode. But here I would think that when I am talking about my colleagues and my Arab News, and what is the contribution of Dr. Khalid Al-Maina, he played a big role in taking me to every place and introducing me to everyone. And he used to say he is my hatchet man. Though it is not like that. I was a subordinate among one of the 100 people. I was one of his subordinates. But then the respect which he gave it to me is, I cannot explain how. I have no words. And a person who could give me tickets for me and my family any time to visit India or to go to USA, when I went to USA, UK, France, and then Germany, that is all due to Dr. Khalid Al-Maina. And I knew in the process, I knew many of the high-ranking officials of the government of Saudi Arabia. And they became my good friends also. Mr. Khalid was very, very, very near, absolutely very near to the royal family of King Salman. Of course, he was very close to others also. All the kings, he knew all the kings. But he never benefited from it. So that little bit thing, Indian hesitating type of nature, you never have it. So he used to tell me, King, I said, you went to the king. You can't have a telephone. I had to get a telephone connection for him, calling a Bangladesh person to have a, he could not. He typed a letter, which was a letter, and he took to the king. And when he was with the king, King Fahad, I remember that incident. And he could not give that letter to him, though he was very next to him. So I think so, a man of his nature, of his caliber, person who comes on NBC, BBC, all world global TVs. And today, our country did not recognize India did not recognize the things he did it for the Indians, for the laborers, camps, bring them out from the camps, from the jail and all. He played a very big role. And this is our country which did not recognize him. At least Pakistan recognized him, giving him the Imtiaz is the highest award of Pakistan, Imtiaz, Nishane Imtiaz. And we could not do it. He used to tell me, what type of country you are in? We do so much things. So I do not have many ambassadors, Mr. Ishrat Aziz, the vice president who was Mr. Hamid, and he used to come to our offices. You see, you believe me, the people used to sit before me. The president of the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Khan Abdul Karim Khan, was sitting before me and talking to me. And Mr. Khalid never gave any importance to people of that level, whoever it is. He was his own thing. So we should recognize his talents, his skills and all. What we did a disservice. A person who today, the journalists who were not, they are drawing more than 5 lakhs and 7 lakhs rupees. They are with Arab News for years, they were. No one could give them this thing. The things which Dr. Khalid gave to them is unbelievable. And it is not a thing that I was not known. Each and every chief editor of the group of publications, 32 group of publications, knew about it. He was very close to the present king, King Salman, and to his sons, Prince Ahmad bin Salman, Mohammed bin Salman, Fahd bin Salman. So he was very close, or to Reem Al Faisal, the Faisal family and all. I have never seen anyone having so much proximity to so many royal families. And I think so, that Indians have to be more grateful to him. They cannot be ungrateful. I think a person who like Mr. Ram Kumar, who I can't have no word how to explain my friendship with him, Ram Kumar. I call him Ramu also. And similarly, I had all those Mr. Pillai, M.R.G. Pillai, Mr. Shrestha, Mr. D.V.S. Rao, and Mr. Subhash Kulkarni. So I knew a lot of people who were with me. We took them along. And we are not thinking, I like Saeed Haider. Saeed Haider was one of the best journalists I have seen. Also in reporting front. Javed Hassan, a gem of a journalist. He was a gem of a journalist. He was a person. If I wanted help, I wanted visas. Visas was very difficult to get for the families in Saudi Arabia at that time. So we used to have him, Mr. Javed Bhai is from Bangalore, and same is Ram is also from Bangalore. And we used to speak Marathi. You will not agree, you will not believe it. Every staff were from Bombay, so we used to communicate in Marathi. We enjoyed it. So Javed Hassan was always the thing I used to tell, please get this way. So Mr. Javed Hassan has a proximity with lots of ministers, though who are from the royal family. He used to get on the letter and used to get in few hours I used to get the visas, which was very difficult even to get for months. And I got it for a lot of people of my staff. I got even a visa from my typesetters to go to America because of my proximity with the American diplomats or the UK diplomats everywhere. So that was the access which in India, it is so difficult, you cannot meet even a corporator. He thinks these are two big things. In my front, we met Benazir Bhutto, we met so many dignitaries there. We never had this thing. Mr. Khalid always gave me the highest position. Whether it was Mr. John Sununu, the chief of the White House, or Mr. Adil Al-Jubair, who is now the foreign minister, he was an errand boy. And he used to bring the people from America. So he was nothing. So we knew so many people. So that thing of here, we do not get here. In India, we have no respect. So people sometimes ask me, why did you come to India? You were so good there. I said, circumstances. Because my children had to have no Marathi. They have to speak Marathi. So it was when I had to come. But the lesser said, the better of other things. But I think so, that this episode which I am talking about is really going to become a part of my book, coming book. I do not want to say how we help people. I don't want to explain that. But we help a lot of Indians. Though it was unethical, I agree. But there was no other alternate also if we want to help them. And I had the full support of Dr. Khalid Al Maina. And today I miss my one of my friends. People were hating Saudis. We had never had Saudi females. And I also like my friend. She is Miss Faiza Amba. She is the daughter of a very big businessman of Saudi Arabia. She is very highly educated, worked for many foreign publications. She used to come with me, chat with me. She never used to talk with anyone, but with me, she said, her sister, Rimal Amba, or Saleh Amba, or the Tagrid Al Amba, the sisters, they were the people who are very close to me. They used to take me in their Mercedes cars, jogger cars to my home, drop me home, invite me for dinner and all. So I think so. This is the biggest achievement which I got in during my a long stay in Arab News, and I'm very proud that whatever respect I got in the Gulf War. India does not give any respect, but that country gave me respect. I have got my card, I have got my gift which was given to me by that government. That is the honor which was given. And that honor is more bigger than for me than Padma Shri or Padma Bhushan and all. But I think that these Indians have got more respect abroad than in their own country. With this, I end my this episode, and I'll be back with you in some other episode with some more interesting facts in my long journey with Arab News. The Green Truth. Thank you.